Okay, good evening, everyone. So we'll start today's session. We'll go in according to the hand raised. So I see Ovis has his hand raised first. Ovis, you can unmute yourself and start your project.
Hello,
Yes, Ovis.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You can start.
Okay. Mm, okay. Okay. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, your screen is visible. You can start now.
Okay. Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Owais Shaikh, and I'm from Web Developers Group. And my task is project timeline. So let's start with what is project timeline. A project timeline is a visual representation or schedule that outlines a planned task. So whatever we are having, whatever program we need to do, we can divide it properly and we can schedule it properly. So it provides a chronological order of events and help project managers and team members understand the project's progress and key deadlines. So a typical project timeline includes the following components: tasks which needs to be done in the project, duration, how long will the task takes, and that's the third point. So what project timeline, what on what uh, uh, web application I'm going to be presenting the project timeline is the real-time stock market data web application. So it is a full stack web application that allows investors to track real-time market data. So in an easy to understand format, so they can make according to them. So it includes APIs, it includes real-time data, so it includes all the good things. So this is the project timeline that will be required for our particular web application. So in the first month, we got four tasks, which is task one, introduction to React.js, and setting up the development environment, which is basically setting up the environment for writing the code and just making sure everything is working so that they can start building the application. Task two is styling the application, implementing user authentication, styling the application, meaning making the look and feel of the application, and implementing user authentication. That means we'll be implementing security protection. That's all. Then pulling data from APIs and displaying data on the front end. Pulling data from APIs, meaning data for of stocks, and then displaying that on the front end. So adding search functionality, testing and debugging. So here we can search for different types of stocks, etc. Then we in the month two we got another four tasks, and let's get started. The task five is implementing data visualization, handling errors and edge cases. So when you come across a stock market web application websites, you can find out that there are some graphs related to it. There are some ups and downs lines. So that is the data visualization that we're providing. So task six is building the back end, creating APIs, which is the same thing. We'll be getting all the data from the backend and putting in the front end. So integrating news API, which is talking about the stock market, what is happening, what is going wrong, and what stocks are good and not. So then the next task is optimizing performance, deploying the application, which is just overall making it sure that it works. So what by what measure we'll be making this project timeline? We'll be using Gantt chart to make our project timeline. So Gantt chart is a popular project management tool that provides a visual representation of a project schedule, when and how it works. So it was developed by Henry Gatt in the early 20th century. So here are the some key features. So task visualization, duration and deadlines and progress tracking. These all things are included in our Gantt chart. So how we can create a Gantt chart? So a Gantt chart typically includes of two sections. If you want to make a simple Gantt chart that is understandable by all, so the left side outlines the list of tasks, how many tasks will be there, and by the top side as a timeline with a schedule bars that visualize works. So in the next page, I'll be showing you a Gantt chart on how it will look. As you can see, I have made on the left side there is all the tasks which needs to be done, and on the top side there is the timeline. So as you can see, in the month one there are 4 weeks, and in the month two there are other 4 weeks, and we have shown how a particular task how will take how much time. So as you can see, task one will take a whole week, and the deadline is itself the end of the week. So task two will start from the next week, and the deadline is the next week. So this is how we have gotten our grand chat to look like. Thank you. That was my presentation. If there is any question and answer,
Okay, Ovis.
I'm done, sir.
Okay, fine. So, firstly, I have this question with you. So, you showed us your Gantt chart, but as the task was given for the project timeline, you could have made a project timeline for any of the tasks that you could pick from the internet. So, you have a 2 months 2 months time in which everything has to be done. So, you could just put that on the Gantt chart itself because your chart was empty and there were no deadlines or weeks or any. So in previous presentations also, if you go into the recorded sessions of the presentation, people have given timelines and proper times at which this time this will be finished, at this time this task has to be done. In between, optimizations will be done and all those things in the Gantt chart itself. So there should be a demo for that, correct? So I understand that you've explained all the what is a project timeline and how it should be implemented or how it is implemented in the companies itself. That is fine. Just give me a short demo from the next time if some project comes up your way like this. Just in the demonstration part, because you'll lose marks in the demonstration part as there was no demo to it, correct? I don't want you to lose marks in the demonstration part. I want you to just
Yes.
plot everything that has been given from month one to month two in the Gantt chart itself, and that Gantt chart you can explain in the demonstration. Small thing, okay? And
Okay.
uh,
So like after finishing the whole PPT, I can
yes,
make an extra like thing, and then that
no,
be
no,
as the
that will
demo.
not be an extra. That will be included in the PPT because that include marks. So let it be. So you'll have this question within yourself that what if there are projects that are wholly theoretical, that don't have any demonstrations, correct? So for that, see, for the projects that are wholly theoretical, I need you to do something of your own creativity to demonstrate. In the sense that you have learned some function of Python or Java or anything. Use that function in your small calculator website or anything. It will uh, how do I say, it will inculcate curiosity within yourself that how this function can be used in many different ways, or how that theoretical part can be used in the practical part as well. That's all I wanted to do. Okay. And
Okay.
also, I felt that the slides were a little too filled. You could minimize the information, even though the information that was given, it was sufficient and it was precise. But see, what you could have done is instead of showing me month one and month two, you could just shorten those tasks. So the month one optimization, month that start of the task, and these short terms you could explain in longer terms in the sense. Give me keywords for those
Uh,
terms, one or two words. Then you can explain the whole keyword. Yeah, this is what I meant by this keyword and all those things. So it shows that you have knowledge about the task. That's all I wanted from you. These are four things that I think that you can do you have any doubt about it?
no, sir, I understood.
Okay,
Thank.
you understood, right? Okay, that is fine. These four things you need to take care of. Everything else was fine. Your flow was fine. Your PPT was finely made. There were no errors in as such. There was no formatting error as such. But these four things, it can get you more marks. That's what I'm trying to say. That's all. Okay. Okay, that is fine. OS, you can switch off your camera.
So I will get the score till when?
Uh, see, I'll be scoring your presentation. So, guys, I'll let you know, guys, whoever is taking a presentation, they'll be scoring the presentations as well, okay, with the review.
Okay.
So, if I'm right now, I'm scoring the presentation as I'm taking a presentation, so you'll get it within 24 hours. Either I'll score it today or on today itself, or I'll get it scored tomorrow in the morning. Okay,
Okay.
so you'll get
Okay.
it by tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Well, uh, Geeta, you can unmute yourself and start your presentation.
Everyone, my name is Geeta Negi. I am from a full stack web developer group. Today I am going to give presentation on project timeline. First, we will start with the introduction, then Gantt chart, and finally conclusion. What is a project timeline? A project timeline is a visual representation of the chronological order of tasks and activities within a project. It outlines the start and end date of each task and provides an overview of the project duration and milestone. A project timeline helps to plan, track, and communicate the progress of a project. Why a project timeline is needed? First, for planning, task management, progress tracking, communication, and resource allocation. It allows project managers to and teams to break down the project into smaller tasks and allocate resource effectively. It provides a clear roadmap of what needs to be done and when to track the progress of individual tasks and overall project. It facilitates effective communication with stakeholders, team members, and clients, ensuring everyone is on the same page and aware of the project milestone and timeline. It helps in allocating resources effectively by providing a clear overview of task dependency and duration. A Gantt chart is a visual representation of a project or project task, their duration, and dependencies between them. It provides a graphical view of the project timeline, enabling project manager and teams to plan, coordinate, and track the progress of tasks and milestones. Now we'll look at a project timeline. As project manager is responsible for creating and providing project timeline to a web developer who is going to create the project. As I am a full stack web developer mm, who is going to create a website, I have been provided with a 2 month timeline deadline to complete my website. Now look at the task which I have given and how much deadline, how I am going to complete it in a deadline. First, introduction to React. On the first week, I will learn about a React.js component, React component, JS syntax, and state management and setting up the development environment. In this, I will install a Node.js and React.js dependencies and other dependencies. On a second week, I needed to style the application using a CSS and SAS and implementing user authentication using JSON web tokens and passport.js. On a third week, I needed to pull data from APIs. I will use Alpha Vantage API to pull a real-time stock data, market data, display data on the front end. I will use a React components to display the real-time stock market data on a front end. On a fourth week, I needed to add a search functionality. In this, user will search for a specific stock market data and the search result will be displayed. Testing and debugging. For test mm, for testing, I will use a testing framework like Jest and Enzyme. On a second month, first week, I will implement data visualization using our charting libraries like D3.js and Chart.js, handling error and edge cases like user will search for something and wrong input will show. I needed to handle this kind of errors and On our second week, building the backend, I will use the Node.js and Express.js and to connect with the server, creating APIs. I will create a API like for user authentication, data manipulation, and data retrieval. On a third week, I, I needed to integrate News API. For this, I will use News API to show to pull our news related to a specific real market, stock market data, implementing real-time update. I will use a website separate for this so that our data will always up to date. On a last week, I needed to optimize performance. For this, I will use a React component like code splitting, lazy loading, and caching. And at the last, of deploying application using Jade, AWS, and Heroku. And last with conclusion. A project timeline is a valuable tool for planning, tracking, and communicating the progress of a project. It helps in managing time efficient issues, managing stakeholders, and increasing accountability. Sorry, my screen.
You say your presentation is over?
No, sir.
What happened?
Sir. When my presentation stopped
Okay. Please share
showing
your
on
screen
screen.
again.
Conclusion. You have listened the conclusion part.
I've listened to the conclusion part, but I think your net was having a lot of problems, so I could not hear anything, even though your voice was coming, it was going away at the same time in seconds.
Oh, sorry, sir. So I needed to explain this project timeline again.
See, either you can get on with this presentation, which is most of the time we could not hear what you were saying because of your network problem, or you can give me your presentation again when your net is working fine. Tell me, what should I do? I should score this presentation or the next time that you're gonna get it.
And still my network is buffering.
No, it is not buffering right now. I think
So can I give again? Start it.
yes, you can give again, no problem.
Okay.
You sure about your net? You can give it tomorrow as well if you are having net problems.
I don't think so. Okay, I will give presentation on tomorrow. Okay, I
Okay.
will give tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank you.
Don't worry about it. I'll score you then. Okay, you can stop your video and audio.
Okay.
So Rohit Kumar, you can start your presentation.
Hello,
Good evening, ma'am.
very good evening, sir. Is my screen is visible?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay. Good evening, sir. My name is Rohit Kumar Patra, and my project name is Stock Trading Application. And the task is plotting line chart with moving average and volume indicator from Bank of Baroda stock data. So I am from Java Developer Group, and this is my email and phone number. Here is the outline of my project. First is the introduction, then what is line card, then how to create the line card, then implementation, code output, and conclusion. So here is the first is what is line card. So here line cut is a type of graph that display information of a series of data point connected by a straight line. So the line cut is two types, like horizontal and vertical. Okay. So here is the horizontal axis here the horizontal axis one minute, represent the chart represent the chart represent time, and the vertical axis represent the value of data being measured. So here is the line how to create the line card. Here is the some point that how to create the line card. First, you can choose a cutting library. That mean you can choose the jfree cut library. Another is .csv library. That how to read and create the line card. So when you will add the library, that mean jfree cut or .csv library. Another is Apache Common Server library. After that, you can gathering the data gathering data. That means the CSV file which I have got on reference. That means Bank of Baroda CSV file. When you will add the CSV file, then you can organize the data. After organize the data, you can create a line, create a card, object, and data series. That means it will create the line that how the data will what. That means by showing the data. So when it will create a after creating a cart object and data series, you can add the series to the line card. So after the end of all this, you can render the card. That means you can represent a card. Represent the card. That means the graph. So here is the implementation of my task. That first you can first you can import the necessary Java library such as JFrika, time series, and candlestick render. And I have also told the .csv file library, .csv library, and another is Apache Common Server library. So when it will be done, then you can look at the stock of bank for the data. That means the .csv file into a Java data structure such as list of array. So after that, you can create a time series collection because to read the because you cannot read the time date collection, time and dates in a string. So you first create the date and local date and time. After that, you can create a time series collection that which time the graph is up and which time the graph is down for the stock data using JFrika time series class. So after that, you can create a moving average object for the moving average be displayed on the card. That means how the graph is moving. So here is my code. So I'm directly jump into the code. Sir, is my code is visible?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay. So here I have told that here is the all the library. That's mean the array list, the local data type, JFree cut library. Here is another the .csv file and another is Apache Common. Here is all the library which is required to run a or so display line card. Uh, so here I have created here is the main method, and here I have add the data CSV file. It is the data which I have given on the task reference. This is a Bank of Baroda data. So I'm just showing the data. One minute. Okay, okay. Just one. So here is the list. Here is the list that it will create the empty array list to store after to store the CSV data. Here it is. So here is the loop. I have created the loop. Then it is this is the string line. This line will add all the it will store the data which is in the Bank of Baroda stock data. It will add to the card. This is the loop. This is the date time formatter. So it will read the date time formatter because in stock trading stock data the date and time format is not run by a string. So it is a object to run the date and time format for the stock trading data. So this is a after the reading, this is the CSV reader close. It will be close the CSV reader. This is the code of my project. So I am running the code. It's taking time. This is the line card. This is the closing price volume line card. Bank order. This is the volume, and this is the time in which time the stock price is in which price. So in 6 months, this is the end. That means between 2.5 lakhs and 3 lakhs. Between 2.5 to 3 lakhs. So this is the date in which time the graph is up and in which time the graph is down. So this is my code and output. So after that, so this is the output. So I'm going to the conclusion. So here is the line. Here is the line card, which is providing a visual representation of the stock trading application over time. It is helping to the investor to identify potential buying or selling opportunity. That means by seeing this, a investor can know that how in which time is best to buy and in which time is best to sell. So by using this tool, investor can analyze and interpret stock data to make informed investment decision. So so that I have told that by seeing that graph the up and down graph data, so the investor can easily know that the in which time the stock price is getting high and the which time the trading is getting low. So by seeing this, a investor can easily sell and buy the stock. So here this tool can be combined to provide a more comprehensive understanding. That means comprehensive mean it is giving a clearly understanding the stock trading performance. So this is my reference, the Java T point and Java T point read file data and chat GPT. If you have any question, and thank you.
Okay, Rohit Kumar.
Yes,
That was a good presentation from your side. I have two, three queries from you. Okay. Firstly, we'll go with the question.
yes, sir.
So you have plotted the chart according to the Bank of Baroda CSVV file that you have got,
Yes, sir.
correct?
Yes, sir.
So what if I want to check the real time stock. So this is you have based on the data set that you have. What
Yes,
can
sir.
I
Yes, sir.
do to get it into real time? Uh, so the graph has to move in real time, so I can see what are the prices
Okay,
going up.
you have told that in real time the graph. Sorry, sir,
Yes.
I did not read that clearly that in depth on Java, Java language.
Okay.
So I just know the basic code. So I research on this project.
Okay.
So I am researching and gaining knowledge about all the code and all the data. So sorry, sir, I cannot
Okay, no, no,
explain.
don't worry about it. I was just curious about it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yes,
because in the future you will have for these kind of graphs that you will put in anywhere, you will
yes, sir.
have to have a real time working graph. At the same time, you'll have to have midpoints. That is, if I zoom in on the graph, I should be able to know between the date. That is 6 to 8 March.
Yes,
You're 2 point. Yeah. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I
I
sh
understand. Yes.
yeah, you don't have to do all these. I was just curious if you are if you have the knowledge, if you are
Okay, sir.
into that.
Okay, sir.
So
Thank
it's
you.
just so we are done with the question answer part. Let me go through your presentation. So you had included the key points, which was very much appreciated. So that was well done. At the same time, there was this one mistake that could have been avoided by you. That is, you went straight for the codes instead of codes. Because it is a graph thing, I understand what you mean. So you could not explain your
Yes,
working codes
yes,
on the.
yes, 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 yes.
Yes, yes,
Uh,
yes.
yes, sir.
I
Sir,
understand.
sir, already know all the code because I have already practiced 2 to 3 times. But
Okay.
in present time, I just forgot these two, three code in between the code. So I was worried about that, so I skipped that part. But I
Okay.
I already
It,
practiced two to three
yeah,
times.
it's fine. I know that you yourself have coded this. It's fine. Just try to explain. So what I'll tell you what I want from you, okay, so that you can use it in the future.
Hmm.
What I want is not to look at the codes. Uh, I because even if you tell me all the codes and everything, it will be glossed over very fast. So I won't be able to grasp anything that is everything that you have coded. So what I want is while explaining, so you can go on the graph itself. You can tell by each element that how I've plotted this chart is I've used a date time selector as it cannot be coded in as it cannot be put into a as see I don't know Java, but in Python we have tuples and
Yes,
strings,
yes, yes.
so we cannot put those into that. So I've used this date time picker and all those things. and you could explain this while explaining the chart itself. All
Yes,
the
sir. Yes.
functions that you have used in the Java library, the different functions that you have used, that you have imported, you could
Yes,
tell
sir.
those by, see, you can open it on the side tab on your computer, on your mobile, and you can tell me like that. But once you start to tell me on the backend itself, that is on your source code, so you start explaining to me. Right now, as I am not a Java developer, I don't know what you're telling me.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, sir.
So what I want to see is results. How will I get to know the results? That is, if you explain it to me on the chart itself, that I've used this function, I've used that function, that will get to me faster than the codes itself. Okay,
Yes, sir.
because
I understand.
I can code that in Python in my head, but I cannot know that what is it in Java. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
This this is done with. At the same time, this is a short thing, but it goes a long way in your marks. Try to include a story at the very
Yes, sir.
start. Okay,
Yes, sir.
because
Yes,
it
sir.
is considered in your marks, so you'll anyway lose marks because of this. This is such a short thing. It doesn't have to be a long story. Just so for this, that is a real-time stock market data set
Yes, sir.
that you have used. You could have made a story that I was researching about this. Any story, man, which will tell me what is your motive to give me this presentation. Any story. The story
Yes,
should be
yes.
explaining what is your motive that you're giving this presentation.
Yes, I understand. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
These are small few things. Otherwise, I liked your presentation very much. Okay, man. Well presented.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We'll go to Akanksha now. Akanksha, you can start your presentation.
Yes, sir. Can I start, sir?
Yeah, you can start.
So my project title is project name is integrating Django REST framework with React front-end application, and task name is integrating Django REST framework with React front-end application. This is the content of my project. Introduction to Django REST framework, creating APIs with Django REST framework, integrating Django REST framework with React, and conclusion. This is an introduction to Django REST framework. Django REST framework is a powerful tool for building a robust APIs and application. It is a Python-based web framework that allows developers to quickly develop RESTful web services. It enables developers to create APIs with minimal efforts and provides the features such as authentication, serialization, and validation. This is the creating APIs with Django REST framework. Django REST framework makes it easy to create APIs. It provides a powerful set of tools for creating APIs such as serialization views and routers. It also provides authentication features, allowing developers to create secure APIs with minimal efforts. Django REST framework also provide a convenient way to create APIs with a React frontend. Integrating Django REST framework with React. Integrating Django REST framework with React is easy. React is designed to work with a wide variety of data sources, and the Django REST framework provides an easy way to create APIs. By combining the two, developers can quickly create a powerful web application with a React frontend and a Django REST framework backend. This is the conclusion. Integrating Django REST framework with React is easy. The Django REST framework provides a powerful set of tools for creating APIs, and React is designed to work with a wide variety of sources. By combining two, developers can quickly creates powerful web application with a React frontend and Django backend framework. Backend. This is the reference. Sir, I have also one presentation. Can I present?
Yeah, you can go on with the next presentation.
Okay, sir. The task name is choosing a right Python framework, web frameworks, and project name is overview of Python web frameworks. The content of this project: introduction of Python programming, Python web development, what is Python framework, what are the Python web frameworks. This is the introduction of Python. Python is an interpreted object-oriented high-level programming language with dynamic semantic developed by Guy Van Rossum. It was originally released in 1991. Python is a computer programming language often used to build websites and software, automates tasks, and conduct data analysis. So Python is a programming language as well as scripting language, and also called as general purpose programming language. This is the Python used for Python used for web development, software development, game development, system scripting, developing website and software, task automation, data analysis, and data visualization. Python web development. One of the strong reasons behind Python language popularity is its robust collection of frameworks and libraries. It has likely the most powerful and productive frameworks, which helps for functionalities like authorization, database connectivity, CRUD, handling payments, and etc. and in web development. What is Python framework? Python web framework is a collection of package or modules that allows developers to write web applications or services. With it, developers don't need to handle the low level details like protocols, sockets, or process thread management. What are the Python web frameworks? Django, Flask, Fast API, Web2Py, Bottle, and CherryPy. Django is a popular open source full stack Python framework. Django uses an or object relational mapper to map object database tables. The main database that Django works on are Oracle, MySQL, PostgreSQL, and SQLite. T can also work on other database using third-party drivers. It is nice audio magic backend. Install Django. Django can be installed easily using pip. Using this command pip install Django. Verify Django installation. Django admin version change in Django 1.7. In Django 1.7, a.exe has been introduced, so just use Django admin in place of Django admin.py in the command prompt. Pros and cons. Pros is efficient code, faster development, versatility and scalability, flexibility. Cons: not suitable for similar project. Django models can have no mixins. They just have simple inheritance. Everything is based on the Django ORM. Lack of convention. Flask is a micro framework for Python. It is lightweight and easily adaptable to suit a developer's needs. It involves built-in faster debugger and web development servers with integrated support for unit testing, HTTP request handling. It is very simple and used to uses routers, routes. Install Flask. Flask can be installed easily using pip. Using this command pip install Flask. Verify Flask installation. Flask admin version. Flask is installed automatically with all the dependencies. Pros and cons. Flask is flexible and comfortable, scalable. It is scalable. Flask allows unit testing. Flask is very beginner friendly. It is lightweight. And cons: Flask uses modules, which is a third party involvement. And in prone to cause security breaches. The modules are in between the framework and the developer. Fast API. The Fast API is a modern open source fast and highly performant Python web framework used for building a web APIs, and it is based on the Python 3.6 plus standard type hints. Pros: it is fast, it is easy, short and robust, and standard based. Cons: because Fast API is relatively new, the community is small compared to other framework. It and regardless of its detailed documentation, there is a very little external educational material. Conclusion: it is always wise to choose a framework based on what you want to use it for. Django, it is perfect if you want to build a robust full stack websites because it has several functionalities and work very well in production. Flask, is ideal for machine learning engineer or developers who want to quickly prototype a web application and build APIs easily and quickly. Thank you. It's over, sir.
Okay, Akansha, there were a lot of things that I need to discuss. So firstly, can you give me your email in the chat? Just type your email in the chat because I don't have your mail in the system platform.
Yes, sir. Akanksha Patil 031 at the
Just
rate.
type it in the chat itself, okay?
Okay, sir.
At the same time, give me the topic for your first presentation.
Yes, 1 minute, sir.
Okay.
So this is my screen visible, sir?
It is visible, but it is still showing the desktop page. That is your Django REST framework presentation task to Akanksha 1 temp login. It is in your quick access still now. Hasn't the presentation loaded?
What, sir?
The presentation has not loaded yet.
Like 1 minute, sir.
Yeah, sure.
So 1 minute,
Yeah, sure. Take your time. It's fine.
sir. It is not working, sir. 1 minute.
Shreya,
Sir, it is not working.
the presentation is not opening.
Screen will not show. Can't be sure, sir.
Okay. Just read the name out for me, please. Or you can type the topic name of the first presentation in the chat itself with your email ID. Okay.
Okay, sir.
For the presentation itself, Akansha, firstly, it doesn't look good when you read from the presentation itself. Okay. So what you do is, I understand that no one has to memorize all those things. Okay. So what you do is write all those things in a word pad,
Okay, sir.
any notepad or a word document. Keep it as on the side as a slide. Okay. Present your presentations. In your presentation, there should only be key points. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Once you give those key points, try to read out what do you mean for those key points in the word itself. So you can read out all the information from there. Secondly, before starting the presentation itself, give a short story about what your presentation is going to be in the real world. What is the use of it? Okay, a short story, not more than 30 seconds or so. Okay. Thirdly, the formatting needs to be in a correct way. Okay, so if you put yes, Shreya, I'll be back to you. We'll talk to you in just a second. Okay, so the formatting needs to be done properly. Okay, so there were times when in your slide the formatting was not nice. What do you mean by formatting is all the content that is there in the slide itself, it should be either aligned to the left or to the middle or to the right, all the content. It should not be that some content is aligned to the left and then other content is on the middle. Okay, it won't look good. That is my only concern. Thirdly, demonstrations needs to be given, Akanksha. Okay, so for every task that you perform, so your first presentation, both for the second presentation, I think your first presentation was integrating Python with React framework, correct? Okay. So firstly, you could have shown us how did you integrate React with the Python framework? Okay. Because by showing it to us, you have demonstrated something that you have learned. Okay. And you'll get scored for those demonstrations. Because if you don't give me demonstration, you'll not be scored for those demonstration and you will lose marks. Okay. So I don't want you to lose marks. Give me a small demonstration so that I can score you on that. Okay. Same goes for the Python web frameworks. You went on the overview of Python frameworks and all those things. Everything was fine that we have given the data, what all for frameworks are there, which framework has what strengths and what weaknesses. Give me try for these type of presentations. Try to compare all the frameworks in a single chart with single key points, and then you explain to me what strengths are there and what you would have chosen. Try to give your opinion in a presentation as well. It values a lot. Okay, so what you would have chosen as a framework and why. So this will give a definite answer, so that see the presentator that you are should be clear with what framework has what strengths and what weaknesses. If you are clear with what are the strengths and weaknesses, you should be able to choose a framework according to your needs. Okay, so once you give me that, who I'm taking the presentation will get a clearer idea. Yes, the presentator is uh, fully knowledgeable about what frameworks has to be used. At the same time, uh, I wanted to ask you a question about the frameworks itself. Have you worked on a Python framework before?
Yes, sir.
Okay, which type of framework did you use?
No, sir, no. I have
You did not use any.
did
Okay,
not, sir.
so there's this also small mistake that needs to be corrected. Don't think of it much. It's a small mistake that, because I think no one has told you before, that's why you're continuing with mistake. It is not D Django, it's just Django. D is silent. Okay, don't worry about it. D is silent, it's just Django. Okay, so now that you have not used any framework, the question doesn't apply. It is fine. Try to so we have a project in this, that is Blood Report Manager. uh, you're a web developer, correct?
Python group, sir.
Yeah.
Python
So,
developer.
okay. So in Python, we have used Django framework. Through that, we have made a blood report manager. Okay. Uh, or any other project, try to see those projects, how the framework is used, what is the systematic way of using a framework, so that we don't get confused. As you have told, we don't have to manually apply the memory and threads. We don't have to manage those. How the framework manages these things for us. Try to get the knowledge of it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Other than these, everything was fine. I think these were some of your starting presentations, so you will struggle a little bit in the starting, but then you'll be very smooth and you'll know what to do, what to put, what not to say, and everything in
Yes,
some presentations. Okay, I'll give you a review so that you can improve by reading that review. Okay, so do see the review. I'll give it by tomorrow. Okay.
sir, will you give me a score for this?
Yes, I'll be giving you a score. Have you scheduled the presentations that you have given today?
Yes, sir. The first task was my scheduled on 23rd March, but
Okay.
at that time my college exams were going on, sir.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's why I'm present.
Okay. Always schedule your presentations before giving presentations. Okay. That's all I want to say. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you,
You
sir.
have put your
Mail
first
ID.
task name and mail.
Okay, sir.
Do put your first task's name and of your mail email ID that is
Okay,
registered with Hackdata. Okay, in the chat.
okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you,
Thank you,
Akanksha. You
sir.
can go. Uh, We have 1 minute. Govardhan. Shreya, you can unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
So,
Good evening.
good evening. So, see, your task, what has been happening is you're not getting allotted, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me check. I think some of my colleagues have forwarded your complaint and it has been sent to the backend team. I don't know why it is not still happening with you. Okay.
So I have
Shreya,
been assigned the presentation of Java developer group, like Java web.
okay. What I'll do is,
I am from web developer group.
okay. Shreya, Rakshit, is you are not able to schedule the task or assign the task.
So presentation.
You are not able to schedule your presentation.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You have put your mail ID in the chat, right?
Yes, sir.
Um, TEJ. See, you can give your presentation to me right now if that is fine with you. I'll look
So
into the
say
task
it is
part.
scheduled on tomorrow. Can I give it tomorrow?
Okay, for sure. If it is scheduled for tomorrow, you can give tomorrow.
So, but the wrong task is scheduled. Like,
Okay, it is fine. You can give me that presentation for the task that you have done. Okay,
okay, sir.
I'll look
Okay,
into
sir.
this matter. And tomorrow itself, do remind me that what was the wrong task that was given and what is the right task that you're presenting.
Okay,
Okay,
sir. Thank you, sir.
yeah, thank you. You can go.
Okay, sir.
Yes, overcome. Akanksha, you can stop your presentation. Okay. As Govardhan, you can unmute yourself, man. You can start your presentation. You take your presentation.
Sir, my voice is audible.
Yeah, your voice is audible.
Okay. Is that I am visible, sir?
Yeah, you're visible as well. You can start presenting.
Share my screen, sir. Okay, sir, is that PPT is visible?
Yes, it is visible.
Yeah, sir. Thank you. A pleasant good evening to everyone. Today I am here to discuss a topic regarding this stock screener application using Python. And my name is Govardhan, and this is my second task. I was developed this task using Python. So let's enter the. So these are the topics we are going to learn in this PPT. The first topic is about the agenda of our presentation, and the next one introduction, and the next one is stock marketing. And in this stock marketing, we'll go through what are the key points and what we know about this stock marketing. And very next topic is about the purpose of stock market stock screener, and this is our main thing what we have to do in this presentation means. So the next thing is about code and how it will works, and the next one is conclusion and references. So as of the agenda, what we going to learn is about this. I was categorized this into three types. The first thing is introduction, and the second one is user interface design, and the third one is data retrieval and filtering. The just I was divided these things based on my assumptions only. So the agenda is when we come to this introduction, it's just an overview on what is the purpose and why we have to use these stock screeners. and the user interface that are all comes under this category of coding and working principles. And data retrieval and filtering is a friendly way to user interface. Just think like that only. And the introduction about the stock screener applications means I hope so everyone knows about the stock screener application. It is nothing but which shows the screens of these images like this, as you see in this slide. So I displayed an image. It is quite simple to understand what's going on the stock marketing. When we think about this, uh, when the market crisis are occurring, and when the values are increasing, when the profit is getting, when not receiving any profits means, it is quite easy while we are screening into the, so that our project is creating a stock screener for to analyze the stocks. So the very next topic is about what is a stock market. While we are discussing about this, we have to get some idea about what is a stock. So that I was mentioned something here. A stock market or a quantity is stock market is nothing but trading, means spending some money or spending some time into someone into to get a some profit or to estimate something. So as of now, the world is mostly running with this stock marketing only. The one who spends money is called stocker, and the one who will uses money and spends is called the shareholders. And as of my records, and I was searched something per day, lots of people are spending their monies in this stock marketing, and they are getting to they are getting losses due to the I didn't having the idea about how the stock market is working and how to analyze the stock market. They even don't know how to view this in simple way. So the size of the world stock market is was estimated up to you just think 89.5 trillion USD dollars. Just think how much amount they are spending in that. So these are the main key points we have to learn here. The first one is what is a share and what is a stock. A share is something we have to deal, and a part of portion in our company is known as simply a share. A stock is ownership, means if peoples may confuse here, a share and stock must not be a same. A share is not a part of the company, but a stock is a part of the company. So as it's just like an ownership in the stocks, and share is not an ownership. It is just like taking rents. So who is a shareholder? As you see in the image, you can easily identify who is an image, who is a shareholder. A shareholder mainly defined as an owner of a owner or an CEO of this company, and he can have the rights. He can control everything in the organization, and he can make decides the potential rights of this organization. And that person we simply term as a shareholders. And these may won't help you in this project anymore, but we have a simple introduction about these key terms, so that only I just mentioned. Okay, here is our main topic. What is the purpose of this stock screener application? So I was just mentioned 6 points here. There are more number of points here, but I just mentioned a clear points. So the first point is efficient filtering. So there are lots and lots of the companies in the world which may works under this stock marketing. But the main goal of this stock marketing is we have to filter only few companies which will works only profits. Not only profits, they will mostly earns a profit. So that only we can classify this. These are the topmost industries which will qualify with our levels. So the second topic is identifying investment opportunities. Yes, obviously, when we are getting these top industries, absolutely they will get some profits compared with other industries. So that only the identification of investment opportunities and trialing investment strategies, and based on the previous data, how much we have to invest and what time we have to invest, that we can come to know. And comparative analysis, as we can compare with multiple organization with this stock screener application. And time saving and efficient, yes, it's obviously our main agenda is about this time saving and efficiency only. First of all, I will go with this efficiency. Efficiency means there is lots and lots of data about this stock screener, but it is not possible to read every sentence line by line, or to calculate each and every product or process losses, and that's all. That we can simplify with this stock screener application, and so that absolutely it is a time saving process. Okay, the investment research and the due diligence is pretty easy when we are using this stock of. So, just I will just mention this when I am working with this one. Whenever I was creating my code, I just mentioned 6 points. I was classified the entire code into the 6 parts. The first one is user input criteria selection, and the second thing is data retrieval and integration, and third filtering and screening, and sorting and ranking, presentation, and customization and watches. I'll just show this one. Okay, in my code, let me go with my code. Sir, is that my code is visible?
Your presentation is visible, but your code is not visible.
Yeah, what sir? My code is not visible.
Yes, your code is not visible. Your presentation is visible.
Let me check once.
You might have chosen to present the
Yeah,
PPT
yes, sir.
slide
Yes,
only. Yes.
yes, sir. Is that now working, sir?
Yes, now it's visible. You can
Yes, sir.
continue. It
Yeah.
is visible. The code is visible. You can
Thank
continue.
you, sir. So, guys, this is all about my code. As mentioned in this task, I was have to use this Yahoo Financial packages, so that only I was just installing these packages. And the package name is Yahoo Fin. Fin stands for a financial package. I was previously installed this one. First of all, I'll just clarify the code. Yeah, it is an Yahoo Financial. It is an just think like it is a data set, and these are the required libraries whatever I have going to use. And the first section is an variable section, where I have used multiple variables and to get the timely delays. And I just mentioned some variable names here to signify our topic. So here you can observe that export list as here I will just mention some terms like stock RS rating. RS rating means it's don't think it's like a ranking, just think like it is ranking, and it is a 50-day and 150 200. These are the days, how many days we have to get the details from this. Just I just mentioned how many days we have to get the data, because there are lots some years of data is there, but we don't want to that all data, but as recent data only we are going to form means, so that only I just mentioned these variables. And these are the index values to get the values. And yeah, this particular portion is used uh, to get the top 30% of these stocks. And yes, it is just like creating data frames which can use it for this visualization part. Yeah, this part is mainly used to check the conditions and what kind of data we have to give, and how to filter these data among all. And thus I can run and show you later. Yeah, this one is used to export our data into the Excel sheets and to analyze the data. First of all, I'll run this code and explain what's going on. Yeah, this is just like important variable assignments, so that only I won't explain this one. Yeah, here we can get the index values. It's just shows that either it is successfully installed or not. And when we come to this in code part, yeah, yeah, this one is the main. It's just like a heart of the body. It's nothing but it just analyze the 30% of the organizations which will get more profit compared with the other organizations. Here you can observe that the first multiple agent, the stock price RS ranking is 1.04. This just like the how much stock percentage is going on and how much it is increasing and what much percentage we are getting. There are lots of organizations, so that only we receive this so many number of organizations. It will take while some more time. Whenever we are running this code, we can observe that our files are saving here with the name of extension of CSV in the form of CSV. After completing of this, I'll run this one. Okay. First, let me stop this one. Enough data for us, so that only I'm just stopping this one. So because it will take lots of time, so that only I just stopped here only. Yeah, I was just created a data frames and I was checking for these filtering options. This will include in the output session. Don't care about this and all. This is just to verify the outputs, and I'll just export these sheets into the with the name of share output.xml. It is just like Excel sheets, and here you can observe that just there I have filtered 5 organizations with the good RS ranking, and the last 50 days and 150 days, 200 days and 52 weeks profits are there, and you can easily identify this one. And if you want any particular organization and you want to filter something means you just go to this file session and I am just selecting this IMD, so I can get some values here. Yeah, it is processing now. Yeah, here we can get this AMD. So this is all about the stock market prediction, and this is I was divided data. The columns what I am choosing here is a date open and high. What is the highest profit and what is the lowest profit when I am getting, and close. It is just like just think like an average, and adjacent close is similar to this one, but also it will links with other industries organizations, and the volume how much if stocks we are going to sell is comes under this volume filter. And if we want to get a specified profit or a specified date, then we can go with this filter section. And suppose if I am taking this one 2022 May 23rd, let me check for this one. Okay, I'll just type this data here 0523. Yeah, here you can see this. This is what I filter, and among all, I just mentioned this one. Not only this, if you want to check the what is the highest and what is the lowest, you can just mention this project. I just sorry. Yes, if I mentioned like this means this will be generates among all this, but more accurately, it is only focuses on this closeness and these adjacent clauses only. Okay, let me clarify with this one with more with this Excel sheets. As you see, I was just exported all the data into this sheet one. So I was just go down to this code. Yeah, here I will get this a screen out Excel. So I'll simply download this Excel sheet and I'll open this one. Yeah, here you can see the only 5 organizations what I have specified requirements is. So I'll back with my PPT. So this is what we discussed in this code, and these are the outputs. I just mentioned some screenshots here for the reference only. So this one when we filtering out the what are the topmost companies, this first share analysis will be getting, and this one will be getting when we exporting these files into the CSV. And this is when we filter something or when we open some organization profits or some stocks, then we'll really receive this example stock data. And whenever we want to filter this, we can receive. And when we exporting the data into the Excel sheets, then we'll just see this one. And hereafter, I'll just conclude my topic. A stock screener is mostly used for by the traders which can trade or which can buy or import the stocks. And this stock screener may very useful when a unknown person or an unknown person who doesn't know about a stock market, who doesn't know about the companies, if they want to spend some money in the share markets, but it is difficult to understand everything by reading the profits values. And whenever they visualize something by the screens, they can came to know what going on the screen, so that only they can spend some amount where we have to spend and how much we have to spend. And what our stock screener will do means absolutely that. And I was just taken the references from this Yahoo Financial Academy and Investopedia Academies. And now, is there any questions? Let me ask. Hello,
Okay,
sir.
so Govardhan will first go with a question. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you have right now you are taking the data from your CSV files, correct?
Uh, no, sir. I am taking the data from Yahoo Finance.
Okay, so that plugin is giving you real life data. That is
Yes, sir. Real life
real
data.
time data, and then those data are getting converted into the CSV files, and then you are so you must have a priority pointer so that you can rank these data, correct? That you
Yes,
have
sir.
chosen as RS rating.
Yes, sir.
How did you implement that pointer?
Okay, let
How
me
did you
share.
implement that priority?
Yeah,
So you
I'll
just
share this.
you can just tell me like this only. You don't have to show the code. It's fine.
Yes, sir. Just come to know this one. Yes, I just mentioned the RS stocks. Yeah.
So I
Sir.
just want to
Yes, sir.
know, yeah.
Based on the adjacent values and this, what is the high level, and we can mention this one low and high profits. We mention also, sir, from this CSV file. Based on this one, I was just calculating the average values, and that we get to process that one, and we'll modify that, and we can came to the what is the topmost and what is the lowest one we can achieve by that.
Okay, so you're giving the average. According to that, what will be the highest will come on the top, and
Yes,
what will be okay.
yeah,
Now
sir.
tell me if two values are becoming same. That is the first and second value are the same. So how will your priority set those?
Yes, sir.
It will
That
still
is
set it one or second, or it will take it
yeah.
a
That will be done by this what time it will be getting, sir, because no two organizations may get at the same time, sir, because stock market may changes from each and every second to second, sir.
okay.
If
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, that was a satisfactory answer. You have researched well, Govardhan.
Yes, sir.
You have the knowledge. That is good. At the same time, that the PPT was explained well. Well, man, you have two, three small mistakes. I would not say these are mistakes. These are leftovers. So
Yes,
if
sir.
you pick these leftovers up, you'll be very good in your presentation. You'll be scoring high marks as well. So what are
Yeah,
these
thank
two, three things are? Firstly, uh, I don't know if you have included a story, but I could not hear a story at the very start of your presentation.
Yeah,
Have you
yes, sir. We
included it?
didn't included any stories here.
Okay, okay. You have not included, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
that's what I thought. Just a small story, man. In the conclusion itself, you have included a story that people, it will be easier for the people to read out all the stocks by just looking at the graphs so that they don't have to go through all the technicalities of the charts and all those things. You
Yeah,
have
fine.
included a story in your conclusion. I just want you to take that story out of that conclusion, put it in the very start so that you could tell the use of your application in the start
Okay.
itself. That is in the real world before starting your project. You're telling me a story about the use of your application in the real world. It will be, as you tell me the story, I'll be more invested to know what is, okay, you have told me the real world usage, now how you have made it.
Yeah,
That
okay.
is how a presentation flow can be executed. Okay, the small minor thing. A real
Yeah,
story, that is fine. And uh, I think everything else was included. You went straight for the codes, man. You should have told me. See, I understand that you need to explain the codes before telling me what is the output, what is the result. But I don't want you to go through the code. Just get on the result. Tell me what you wanted to find out, how you find out, what functions you use. Okay, without looking at the code. Just small glossing, in the sense you explain to me how, what was your thinking while writing the code, what were the problems that you tackled, that is how you tackled this problem. Okay, this result has come up, there were some issues before this result, right? There were some errors that you had to resolve to get to this.
yeah,
give
yeah.
me those give me those things, and then you explain the source codes. You can gloss over those source codes very fast because I've understood the functionality of the whole thing before
Okay.
okay. If you, from the very start, if you explain me all the source codes, then it will be hectic for me to know, because I'll have to go to understand what is the project, how you have tackled all the problems, how you have used your functionalities. I have to read all the codes. So instead of that, you tell me what is the code about, how you have tackled the functionality, what is the result that you wanted to achieve, and what is the result that you achieved.
Yeah,
There's
okay,
a
sir.
there's something that you want to achieve, and there's something that you have achieved till yet. Correct. So
Okay,
if
yes, sir. Correct, sir.
yeah, these things only needs to be solved.
Yeah,
Everything else was fine, man.
yeah, sir.
Uh, it was a good presentation from your side. I liked your presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Sir, when I'll receive the score, sir?
By tomorrow evening, man. Either I'll score you today itself or tomorrow in the morning.
Yeah, that's fine, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure.